Hey everybody, it's nice to be back. Not to say I'm going to be back every night like I used to because I've been having ups and downs, winter to spring, um, passive suicidal ideation. Um, I've just been kind of bipolar, borderline. I've been a mess. I've been switching um, providers and dealing with that and with medications. And it's just, I've taken up new hobbies that have been occupying my time. I have my new puppy who doesn't take up a lot of time, but I've just been trying to occupy my time and not think about a lot of things that I shouldn't. So I haven't really made a video in some time, a couple days, I think, maybe longer, not sure. Um, I've just been trying to let my channel flow and just let it kind of go, not let go altogether. That's not what I mean, but just let it kind of simmer and see if new people find it and catch on. Um, they say, one will say make video after video after video. But with these topics, it's hard for me to make video after. I've made over 200 videos, and I feel like I've put out so much content because I only will put out content that I'm educated on or aware of or that I know about, and let people know about those sorts of things of what I know about certain things, bipolar, borderline, um, even the adult estranged children, ADHD and ADD. I don't know if I really touched on those a lot because I think those two are really common and most people know about those. So I don't really know if I've talked about those a whole lot. Um, but been having a lot of problems with short-term memory, um, with the borderline personality disorder. I've been having a lot of problems with that because they're pulling me off of 8 milligrams of Xanax to 1.5, and then I'm able to get down to maybe 1 or a half a day. There are days I don't take my medications because it's gotten to the point where either I just am too busy, I don't care. My moods have just been so over the place, all over the place. I don't know if I said that right, but that I went from my one therapist who I pissed and moaned about all the time, and that facility, to a different one who only has one provider and one psychiatrist, which I feel like was the biggest mistake because now I don't ever get to see my therapist because she's only one person. And my psychiatrist, I saw her a month, I think, apart, and then I see her every 3 months. But I just don't feel that this was the best choice to make. So David talked to the insurance company today and found out that he could have more than one therapist. Now, we have different insurance, same company, but different types. So I'm going to try to find out if I can get more than one therapist. Chances, well, I might go back to who I was seeing, although I just kind of skipped town on him. I didn't tell him I was leaving. I didn't want to deal with confrontation. That's not what I do. So I've been just dealing with family issues, David's family, and I've written 7 books. I've written a novel with 413 pages. I've made a adult coloring activity book. I've published all those to Amazon, so I'm hoping those will do well. Um, I'm trying, because I'm on SSI, I'm trying to get off the system. I'm trying to get out from under the system. And now all of a sudden, as of today, you no longer can call the Social Security Administration. So it's like, okay, if I make more than this and I have to let them know, they said everything has to go online. So it's going to be an interesting change. And I'm very good on my computer, but I just don't. That's not. I just like being able to call up and say, "Hey, this is going on, and this has changed," and it's that simple. But I guess there's a lot of fraud. So just be aware that you no longer, as of the end of March 31st, which is today, you can no longer call Social Security. You have to do everything online. And I know for some people who are older or some people who are not electronically inclined, I, I don't know what they're going to do. I understand that there was a lot of fraud. So that's why they discontinued the ability to call. And for me, I've been dealing with Social Security Administration for many years. So even I'm scared. Okay, we have a local one. And we have a local one where we used to live too. And it was never an issue getting a hold of them. So now I guess, I don't know if you make an appointment online for them to contact you. I haven't looked yet. So I've been rather busy, sleeping when I sleep, eating when I eat. Things are kind of tough, but then they're not. It sounds dumb. But when you have mental illnesses, it's like, okay, this one can act up. I guess we'll just call it that. Can act up on this day, and then the next day, a different one can act up. And then, the following day, you can have 3 of them. And then the next day, it can be it's a mess. It's a tornado that's just dying to rear its ugly head. And what do? I'm not going to call a crisis line. There's nothing they can do. I figured I've been doing this for like 40 years of therapy. I can help other people. As for myself, not so much. So who do I talk to? Do I try to go back to my old therapist? I don't really know. Not sure what I'm going to do. It's like I've only seen this one. I think it was just for intake, and then the other one we had was just some bullshit. I don't even know what it was about. Oh, she was asking me a bunch of questions. That's right. And I'm just like, whatever. But yeah, things have been different. Me with the book writing, I've been doing that art where you put the little beads in. I never can remember the name of it except when I don't have to. That's actually really therapeutic. Diamond art, that's what it's called. And I go to Temu, and the ones that I did get were from like Hobby Lobby and Joann's and things, and they were really expensive. But I had to start somewhere, and I started with a small one, and I was so addicted that I had to go the next day and get another one. And I do them every day, at least some. And right now I have a Winnie the Pooh, and he's got Tigger, and he's got, the whole gang. I'm working on that one. That one's pretty big. I plan on ordering some supplies and things like that from Temu tomorrow, because I'd like to have a few different ones to switch off and on because of my ADD. I like to have more than one to work on at a time, so I can kind of switch back and forth. So, if you have, it's like not hard to do. You dip your stylus in wax, grab a little gem, and put it in they use little symbols, and you do that, and it's pretty easy. It's not expensive to start it up. You can just get a light that shines bright, because some of the symbols are hard to read because they're so tiny. And you want one, well, not just a light like that, but a magnifying one that like clamps to your table. I got a table, 34 by 34 inch table, so I have enough room to work. And then I have a wall that I'm going to frame all my arts on, all my paintings that I do. They call it also diamond painting. It's the same thing. It isn't that expensive unless you go to the hobby stores. You can go to Temu and you can get them for under $3. I mean, even for a big one, you can pay $5. And now Temu's in the States, so you can get them rather quickly. Let's see what else. Emailed my sister, didn't hear back. Called and left my oldest daughter a voicemail. Of course, I didn't hear from her. I didn't expect to. I just do these things to appease my devil. No, just to try. I always say at least they'll know I tried, so they can never come back and say I didn't try. So, what else? I guess I'm just trying to give you ideas. Hopefully the weather's starting to get better if it was bad by you, or if the opposite, it's hot as hell by you and it's getting cooler. Hopefully the weather is nice enough that you can get out, because I didn't know I was having it done, but they drew blood and did blood work on me, and they drew a vitamin D test. And I showed up, or my count was, well, whatever you call it. I don't even know what they called it because I was so stunned. But they said it showed up extremely low. So I have to take a vitamin D. Vitamin D, it's just a green gel looking tablet once a week, and it's 50,000 units. And that's sounds like a lot. But my vitamin D was so low because I wasn't going outside. Well, it's winter and it's cold. I'm not going outside. It's 5 below Fahrenheit. I'm not going outside. It's windy, and nobody's ever, that I know of, taken a vitamin D test. And I know I made a video about it, an important test to have, to ask your doctor to take on you to see, because it affected my mood tremendously. In the beginning, it seemed like it helped, and now I just seem like my mind is racing more than ever. Just with, it's like I think I'm doing too much. I've gone from going to doing so little to packing on so much that I'm just, I don't know which end is up, and I don't know which way to turn. And I'm not really good at this. And I'm talking about life. But yeah, the suicide ideation, that's creeped up. And I'm able to admit it, so I'm not real concerned about it. I'm just tired, not physically, emotionally. I feel like all the things that I've taken on has zapped my energy. Not my energy as in physical, but my mental energy. And I fall asleep here and there, and I sleep, and I still worry about a lot of things, and now I don't have a therapist to talk to. So it's kind of like, I don't know what to do. So if I can't help me, how can I help anybody else? I do, though. And I don't say a lot on here because some people watch it, and I don't need them to know certain things. So I keep it to myself. I call it stuffing it. I stuff my own issues. I don't lead on that anything's wrong, but I wake up crabbier than a son of a bitch. And like yesterday or the day before, I just didn't want to talk. And that's not like me. You can tell. I talk a mile a minute, and I found out that's from the borderline. Somebody said, why don't you write a book about borderline? And I said, well, I don't know. I don't really completely understand it myself, and I don't think it would be very long, and I don't really know. I don't want to do a lot of research. I just am not into that. Um, I do what I can here. I let people know here what I know. Um, Another thing I've begun with, I used to do candles, then I went to just this scent stuff. Now mine's been candles. I get these candles off Temu, or I have those wax melts. I have one of those going in the kitchen. So it's like aromatherapy. I just make sure that I don't burn the house down. Yeah, there's been a lot on my mind, a lot on my plate, but I decided to stop in and let you know that I have not forgotten about you. Um, I just don't have any advice. Just, take care of yourselves. Make your doctor's appointments and stick to them. Take your medication. Do as I say, not what I do. Um, Pretty much how it is. I come here and I'm brutally honest. And I'm like that in my life for the most part. I have been keeping things to myself lately just to avoid conflict and drama. That's my business. It's between me and myself, and I gotta deal with that on my own. So, um, you can leave a comment, you can like, you can do all that YouTube stuff that you're supposed to be doing for me. I'm not trying to monetize, obviously, or I'd be like in the beginning just hammering out videos and reading articles and just doing all this. And it's not that I've given up, it's that I've run out of gas. Guess those beans just aren't kicking it. I'm just kidding. I'm a sarcastic shit, I know. But I always have to throw something in there. It's just what I do. So I am going to end it here. I will be back. That I can say. I can't say 100%, but I can say at least I'll try. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, my email is in, I believe, like under the description. There's some place in the beginning that my email is, and I've had people email me. I'm sorry if I've let you down. Life gets in the way. People change, things change, life changes. So it goes. Sometimes there's nothing I can do as much as I try. But at least I can try. So you take care and have a good week. Today was Monday and proved it. So have a good one.